Now we move on to other topics. In China and other Asian countries, celebrations for the arrival of the Lunar New Year were accompanied by new outbreaks of COVID-19. The most complicated situation is in Hong Kong, with the highest number of cases since the beginning of the pandemic, while South Korea, Singapore and Indonesia are also facing an increase in cases. Our correspondent Iramsy Peraza has the story.
Many Asian countries are facing an increase in COVID-19 infections after the Lunar New Year festivities. Specialists warn that the number will continue to rise in the coming weeks as they deal with the highly transmissible Omicron variant. In China, where the situation is most under control, some 3.6 million people are under quarantine in the city of Baise, near the Vietnamese border, after new cases of COVID were detected. To date, less than 200 infections have been reported in that city, but the severe measures are a response to a zero-tolerance policy applied by China every time at least one infection appears, which has allowed it to control the spread of the disease. Where everything seems more complicated is in the Hong Kong Special Administrative Region, in southern China. And local authorities announced the most severe restrictions since the beginning of the pandemic, as the Omicron variant in the city has caused a major outbreak that has led to a record of more than 1,000 cases per day. Besides, that international financial center also recorded its first COVID-related deaths since September last year. The new strategy applied in Hong Kong involves drastic measures, such as the confinement of residential complexes for testing when outbreaks occur, strict quarantines for travelers, and the closure of non-essential businesses. In the rest of Asia, the daily count of new coronavirus cases in South Korea surpassed 50,000 for the first time on Thursday, amid the rapid spread of the Omicron variant. In this context, the country's health authorities presented a self-treatment scheme for patients with mild symptoms of coronavirus in order to free up resources and medical professionals to treat more severe cases. On its part, Singapore also saw a dramatic increase in infections, and restrictions were implemented, including limited seating for restaurants and requests to avoid large crowds of people. Meanwhile, Indonesia, which is also facing a new wave of infections, is accelerating the application of booster doses of COVID-19 vaccines in people over 18 years of age. The country also began human testing of its own vaccine against the virus, called red-white after the colors of the national flag, after obtaining authorization from the National Health Agency. This is the situation today on this side of the world. We'll be back with more news from the Asian continent in the next few days. Till then,